welcome back. Just a quick update on the Golf. So we managed to get a few bits sorted out and recently just had them delivered. So what we'll do basically this weekend is hopefully get this axle back on and then get the springs, shock absorbers put in place. You can see down there we've got all the bits and pieces that we need ready to go on that. What I'm going to do now is basically just move this out of the way for a minute, get underneath. Just need to clean up dust, rust and all that other crap that we've basically been cleaning up for the last few weeks. All the wheel arches have been done. I'm taking all the covers down. Had a good look around inside, clean up all the mess, any mud and everything else like that. Luckily there was no damage to the sills or the actual bodywork, so no welding, which is an absolute bonus. Treated them with anti-rust, and we've also given them a bit of a coating with the Hammerite protective coating. So that's all done. So let me get crack on with this. Move this stuff out of the way, get the underneath of the vehicle, the floor cleaned up, and then what I'll do, I'll set this video or this camera up in the corner somewhere. Okay, as you can see. Right, catch you in a bit. Okay, so cleaned up, axles in place, ready to be lifted when we need to. All the parts are here that I need for now. So we've got enough literally to get this bolted back on to the underside, and then that leaves us then with brake lines, the calipers, and then disc and pads. Hopefully we can get this bad boy bled, get it driven out of the garage, spin it around, and then we can start work on the front suspension system. A little bit longer than I anticipated. Needs must when other things break around the property. They must be finished first, but hopefully now get on track. So I'll get this set up in a convenient area, probably back here somewhere, so you'll see it going together, and then any difficult bits I'll try and cover while I'm doing the reassembly. See you in a bit. Okay, right, let's get this ball on the road, shall we? So we'll start off with putting this back together. New shocks, get that attached to the mounting, get it torqued down, and then do the same for the other side. Then we'll proceed then to get them installed onto the chassis. Oh, this is fun. This is going to be fun. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, that's the first one installed. So what we're using on here is 16mm stepped ring spanner, and obviously something just to grab that bit. I think that's probably a 5 or a 6. Failing that, you can use a pair of pliers or mole grips, basically just to hold it in place while you turn that around. If, however, you don't happen to have said purchase on that, what I found, you put that chuck on the end of there, and then with your 16mm ring, get the chuck to do the work. Especially with the new nylocks, they're an absolute arse, aren't they, to get in. So it'll wind that in, pulls this rod into place on the mount, and all you got to do then is basically just do your last bit of torque. So these nuts will be torqued to 35 newtons, and we're good to go. Okay, so the first one done then, that's been reseated. Obviously thinking forward, best thing you do is actually get it installed first, so you know that that's travelled all the way up to the top in there, all ready to go. So we'll crack on with the next one, and we'll go from there. Two shocks done. Put the old blanket caps on. In fact, actually, before we do that, a lot of people don't like using this stuff, but I do. That's the old copper crest. Tiny bit of protection. I know we've got the caps and everything on, but moisture does get in everywhere. A little bit of that. And then one. Right, 2 of those are done. What I'll do now is basically get rid of this table, and then I can start getting these installed. Okay, next job then is to get this installed up to there. Okay, and we'll get them put in, and then we'll get those torqued in as well. So apologies if I don't get that particular bit videoed, because I am working on my own, and what I'm using is a camera phone. So the chances of me actually getting this captured on film is going to be pretty much zilch. But at least you know where it's going to go. Take those bolts out, we'll just put a little bit of copper crest on the surrounding area. Just around the side of those. Once that shock's been installed, then we'll basically torque those to 50 newtons, I believe they are, according to the spec. So we'll do that now. Okay, onto the other side now then. The second one installed. Fairly easy task to do. If you're in a normal garage, that is. This isn't a normal garage. So again, just a little bit of copper crest around there. A bit on the threads. Tiny bit. You don't need to swamp these things. I just put a tiny amount on. It just gives you a fighting chance next time if you've got to take these off, you know. Everyone's all experienced at some point in their life threads that have been so stubborn to come out that they snap. It just leads to so much more work. balls it out with this to start off with. And then we'll go again. We're just giving these a final torque. Just to make sure that they're installed correctly. Okay. Those installed. Far the way. Really? There we go. Yeah. Happy with how they're fed. So yeah. Just a case now of getting this bad boy on. So I'm going to set up for that and see how we go. Again, if I capture it, great. If I don't, then you'll just get to see the end result. As it stands at the moment, we are pretty much all ready to go. It's just a case now of locating it into there. Okay. So I'm at the stage now where, of all things, I'm using the tyre just to give this axle a bit of a lift. It's brought us a lot closer to the bracket on this side. So hopefully, by just a little bit of manipulation now, get this bolt installed. So this bolt is going to go from that side, come straight through. So it'll be a little bit fiddly, but hopefully you'll see in a bit that we managed to get that bit installed. Here we go. Okay, so the first bolt is in. Where are we? Here we are. Yeah, that was a fun game, but at least that bolt's in. That's the main thing. So basically sat on its own sort of weight at the moment. So I go around the other side. That's fairly close. It's just held on with a shock at the moment. What I'll do is undo that bolt now, take this, or manipulate it enough so I can get the bolt in to the other side of the bush. Once that's in, then I can release that shock absorber, let this frame just drop down on its own for now. I can have a decent rest. And then we'll get the springs sorted out and get those installed and reattach the shocks. I know this video, it seems like seconds, but believe me, that's taken me probably about half an hour just to try and get these two in a place where I could use a little bit of leverage, a little bit of support, but we're there. That's the main thing. Okay, over on the other side then. Got a bit of a ways to go, so again with a bit of juggling and manipulation, hopefully we can get that put up into the right place and then go from there. Okay, so bolts in, the nut is in place. I don't know if you can see it on this side of that, probably somewhere. Okay, it's not tightened up because obviously this is still suspended at the moment, so they're secure enough. Once we actually put the calipers, discs, and then the wheel back on, we'll lower this down. Once the actual suspension then, or this axle, takes the load onto this bush bearing, then you do your last bit of torque on this bolt. Okay, so that gives you the flexibility then. If you try and tighten it up now and torque it now, by the time you've added the weight to this, it throws it all out. So it's best to basically get this down on the deck. You've got the vehicle's weight acting on this bushing, then you can do what you need to do. So the other side's done as well. I've just managed to get that bolted up. Again, it's loose, just for the final torquing. What we'll do now is we'll get the spring set up, get those put into place, shock absorbers back on, and for the moment that will conclude what we've managed to get done today. So we'll crack on with that now, get those shocks and the springs installed. Let's get these installed. Oh. I always like to just smear a bit of this copper crest. Good old fan of this stuff. A lot of people aren't, but hey, I'm not a lot of people. I like to use stuff I've been using for years. Let's see what I actually need to change, to be fair. Okay. These shocks do have a particular way of going in. Right, let's have a look. Ow. So I believe these have to go in a certain way. I'm told it's best to put the bottom in first, or the top in first. Where's that going? Get my head out of the way. Okay. So there's no seating, really. Right. Make sure the mount is actually in place on that one. Yep. Okay. Right. Let's think now. Just trying to think. That's as far down as it goes. Is it worth putting the other ones at the same time? Let's do that, shall we? Just in case. Make sure the other side is absolutely. Overturn. Over here for a second. There we go. Copper crest on there. Awesome. shock load? Well, 90 newtons. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, that's as tight as I want to go on that one. Just give that a good smearing, so a bit of protective layer. There we go. We can get rid of this now. Okay. Okay, moving on to the other side now. Just a bit of corrosion on this one, get it all. That was all cleaned up before. I'll just doing the usual, giving it a bit of a tickle. Okay, right. Let's get this one into the game. It's so exciting moving around in such a small space. I've definitely burnt off my breakfast this morning. I can tell you for nothing, that was a small breakfast. It's always good when you put the in the wrong way. There we go. Okay. Yeah, before you say it, yeah, you're supposed to be using new nuts and bolts and stuff like that. I just haven't got around to getting them, but they're easy to get hold of. For now, I just want to get this thing installed. So the bush bolts, they were brand new. I mean, these ones, just for the shocks, they're 10 a penny anyway, so I will pick them up and swap them out. Okay. Just have a look at that stop. Yeah, definitely in the right place. Awesome. Which is good. Right. That wasn't a successful day. I don't know what was. But doing this on your own takes a lot out of you. Right, let's release this down. Look at that. Superb. There we go, guys. Okay, that is rear axle and suspension assembly all reconnected, which is fantastic. And you've one on the side over there. God, yeah, I've done it, overdone it with the copper crest on that one. I'll give that a bit of a wipe down. But yes, safely say that is a pretty damn good job. Let's get a light on it. There we go. All reinstalled. Nice new shocks and springs. Well impressed. Happy days. Okay, so that'll be pretty much it for this week's video. Oh yeah, I've got that brake pipe on there and I need to get that attached. We'll put it into the bracket ready for when they get the brake pipes in a couple of weeks time. But yeah, it's progress. It's definitely given me a little bit more room in this place. Not much, but a little. At least it's out of the way. It's under the cart. So guys, thanks for watching. Apologies if I didn't do a whole video of actually fighting getting this thing on, but hopefully some of the snippets are gives you a sort of rough idea of what you need to get up to. And I can't justify getting expensive GoPros and stuff like that and putting them all around the place at the moment, because to be honest with you, this is not going to be a ongoing cars project. This is just basically just to give an overview of the Golf that we've got here. Trials and tribulations that I'm going to go through, because there will be, without a doubt. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. If you get 5 minutes, feel free to hit the subscribe button at the bottom. It's free. It just lets you know when I'm next put either a short video on or a next video like this, so you can keep up to date with the progress that I'm making. So once this is all done, we'll be taking the car out of the garage, spinning it around, bringing the front end up to here, and then we'll be starting all over again on the front suspension. We'll have a look, see what we can keep, what we may need to bin. I know, for example, the subframe bushes have gone, so, and again, due to limited tools and stuff I have here, it'll just be a subframe swap out. And our list of things done then. What can we say? Yep, bushes. Brake lines replaced next week. Calipers are next week. Sensors probably at the end of the month. That can go now. We've done all that. Overall, a little list of parts are getting less and less to do. I need to have a look at this one, because this is where somebody decided that to get rid of all the water that was inside, it was easier to drill holes through the floor. So I know roughly where they are. I'll get some stuff to fix that up and get those sealed while we're underneath the vehicle. And yeah, they're going to be ordered. They'll be ordered. Sensors. Rear bumper, not going to worry about that for now. That'll be part of a later part of the repair. If I can find a replacement one, I will do. Headliner. Once the car gets spun around, I'll start working on the front. We're going to pull the headliner out and send that off for repair. So overall, we're getting there. Almost finished that list. Happy days. Okay, thanks for watching. Catch you with you again later. Bye for now.